What a weekend for Arsenal then. Another 3 points as the rivals Liverpool City drop 3 points and don't even get a draw. Both lost this weekend. Arsenal still a lead in the title race, 9 games in. Before we get into today's analysis, make sure to like, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications so you know when I drop, as I'm dropping content weekly on my channel. So, let's get into it then. Crystal Palace. Let's start with Arsenal. Let's start with the winners. We don't want to talk about the losers first. Let's start with Arsenal. 3 points on the board. Eberechi Eze, goal against his former club. Let it all work out. Yes. When he stepped up and just slotted that ball in, because we had the set piece, Rice crossed it in. The boys went up, tried to head it. It dropped. Eze beat Wharton to the ball and just lashed it into the net. What a finish. A Kung Fu style, almost a Canio-like finish from Eze. 1-0. That's all it needed. It was a cagey game. Crystal Palace are very well drilled under Oliver Glasner. What a team. Very hard to break down. We didn't really get much, to be honest. And it was a bit of a relief when the game ended because Palace are dangerous, man. We've seen what they can do. We've seen what they've done to Liverpool. They're a good side. They beat City in the FA Cup final last year. So Palace aren't to be taken lightly. So to get 3 points against Palace is big, man. And I think it's a sort of result you look back on at the end of the season, years gone by where we might have drawn that game or lost. We drew a Palace last season. I know contextually the league was sort of already done and we were focusing on the Champions League. But Palace are a good side, man. You can't take those 3 points for granted. But more importantly, Eberechi Eze getting a goal. I believe his first Premier League goal for Arsenal, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just confirm that. I'm pretty sure it's his first Premier League goal for Arsenal. Yeah, Eberechi Eze's first goal for Arsenal against his former club. Very ironic. The sort of stuff you can write. It's the stuff of dreams. So big up Eze. What a finish. And hopefully that gives him the confidence to carry on and make that role his own. Obviously, Odegaard's out, injured until at least after the next international break. So Eze's going to have a lot of game time, man, and he needs to be confident. He needs to be feeling himself. He needs to be looking forward to playing and not feeling the pressure of stepping into the captain's shoes. And that's the sort of goal that can just give you the boost of confidence you need. And, you know, just looking at us not conceding a goal again. I mean, that's only conceded 3 goals this season in 9 games. Another clean sheet. I mean, our defence is solid, and that's what I think is going to hopefully get us over the line. But we'll talk about the title race and what this means, what this result means for the title race at the end of the video. But I want to talk a little bit about Liverpool. Now, I done a video on my channel a few weeks back at the start of the international break. Go check it out. And I basically said Jamie Carragher was right to be concerned about Liverpool. And a lot of Liverpool fans, you know, at the start of the season were saying, look, Arsenal, don't get too ahead of yourselves. We're still here. We're still winning. We're not playing great. It's going to click. And it hasn't clicked yet. All right, they got the 5-1 win against Frankfurt away from home in the Champions League earlier on in the week, which was a big result. Respect to them for getting that Ekatike. Vert's getting a few assists, so that was big for them. But come to the league, and I was on MHF with Don Hassam and Footy Judge Mo and Ad, shouts out those boys, and I said to them, this is a big test for Liverpool. Away at Brentford, I even asked them what time the game is, 8 p.m. When they told me it was an 8 p.m. kickoff at Brentford, I knew Liverpool were in trouble, because the way Keith Andrews has that team playing, it's long ball after long ball. They're very direct. They want everything down the middle. They're not really on this sort of slow build-up play. So Liverpool, who play with a high line and like to press, are just constantly getting balls in and over their defence. And we saw the goal, their second goal. Konate tried to trap back with Kevin Schade and he just couldn't catch him. He just couldn't catch him because the ball's good. It just lands perfectly for Schade. He gets the run on Konate and they get punished. But for me, this is a bit of a concern for me from Liverpool. And the main reason I mentioned Carragher's comments at the start of the season, and Slot was sort of jokingly saying, well, look, this is how I play. I actually don't mind a bit of a basketball-style game. He likes his team to be open and expansive. He doesn't even like his team to sit on leads and go defensive, which I understand, and you got to respect the purist in him. But when you're losing games like this, that's their 4th loss of the season. And we're only 9 games in. So, you know, it's sort of like, can you really look at Liverpool now and say they can even still win the league? It would take a run of wins that, you know, is pretty unheard of in the Premier League. And I'm just not sure Liverpool have the players or the squad depth to do that currently. I mean, I believe they've got Palace in the Carabao Cup in midweek, and then they've got Villa again, or they got Villa in the league next weekend. So it's not like they've got easy run of games they've got to break. The games are just going to keep on coming. And I think if Liverpool don't start getting a run of games where they're winning consistently, this could get dark, man. And there's been rumours that the hierarchy at Liverpool are looking at the managerial position and questioning, look, if this carries on, if the performances carry on the way they're going, then they might have to look at changing Arne Slot from his role in looking for someone else, which for me is very premature. It does seem like just, speculation. I don't think that's concrete because I don't think it's that bad. But for defending champions, man, 4 losses in a row in the league. I mean, it's actually mad, isn't it? I don't know. What's happened, Liverpool fans? Someone tell me, Liverpool fans, let me know. Is it a crisis? Are Liverpool in big trouble here? 4 losses in a row. 4. It was 4 L's in a row in all competitions. Now it's 4 losses in a row in the league. I mean, it's looking dark. It's looking very dark. I mean, look, Mo Salah gets his customary goal, so maybe that's one positive they can take from the game. What a finish from Salah, by the way, which shows he's still got it. Salah's still deadly. You still have to keep an eye on him. But yeah, Liverpool, man, I just don't know what's happened to Liverpool. There was a lot of Liverpool fans were in my comments. There's less of them now. A lot of them were talking all this stuff. They're probably going to come back and say, we'll go and win a trophy. It's October. You can't win the trophy in October. So all Arsenal can do is just carry on winning. Hopefully the end of the season it pays off. And one reason I think it could and should pay off is Man City losing again today. Now, I said last week, the only thing that can stop Arsenal winning the league for me is ourselves not playing to our standards and imploding, or Erling Haaland leading Man City to absolute mad title charge. Similar to Salah last season where he just scores his side to the title. But Man City lose 1-0 away to Aston Villa today. Matty Cash with I think it was a deflected effort from the edge of the box. 1-0. Unai Emery gets the job done against Pep Guardiola. And it's looking like when I saw a few, I was switching between the two games and I was looking at the way Man City were playing. And to be fair, Villa were camped in. They were basically just all gathered around Erling Haaland, just marking him out of the game. Anytime the ball got whipped in and Haaland got a header on it, he couldn't really get a clean header on it because there were so many defenders marking him. And I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, if you stop Erling Haaland, do you stop Man City? Has Man City become over-reliant on Haaland? Because without Kevin De Bruyne, even Rodri, who used to pop up with a few clutch goals here and there, when you look at Man City's team, there's not many match winners outside of Haaland. Right, you got Foden, Mamouche, Savinho, Doku, but Foden's had one exceptional season where he was firing goals and getting assists, but the other players, you can't say they've ever done it in the Premier League, and you can rely on them. Mamouche had a good start last season at Frankfurt in the Bundesliga, and he was decent in the second half of the season for City, but you can't really rely on him and say, look, he's going to turn up and he's going to push City towards the title. So even after the game, man, Pep looked rattled. He weren't shaking hands with certain players. I think Gasson tried to shake his hand and Pep pointed at him like, no, I'm not shaking your hand. He looked rattled. Emery had to tap him on the shoulder like, look, shake my hand, I'm getting out of here. So I'm just looking at the other clubs around us. Chelsea. How can we not mention Chelsea losing 2-1 to Sunderland? What was that defending? What was that defending from Tosin and Chalobah? They literally just had Isidore, I think, or Brian Brobby, sorry. They just had him marked. They were just marking him, just shielding him, let them get support, laid it off, and then Sunderland scored. And I just can't believe it, man. Some of the defending you see from other teams, even Liverpool, it's just shaky. And when you look at these results that have happened, Tottenham are about to play Everton as I'm recording this, but I don't think Tottenham are really true title challengers. But when you look at how our main title challengers are performing, you start asking yourself, Arsenal we sort of need to win the league from this position. I think it's harder to not win it from this position. If we just look at the league table, we're currently top 22 points from 9 games. Bournemouth are second with 18. Sunderland third with 17. And then Man City fourth with 16. Man United fifth with 16. By the way, Man United, Said to Staffy, shouts at Staffy, I said, don't sleep on Amarin. I'm not writing him off. Some of the signings Man United have made, they got match winners. Beating Brighton's a big result. Brighton are a very good team, so you've got to take your hat off. But then Liverpool in 6th with 15 points, 4 losses in a row. Level with Villa. Tottenham can go above Liverpool. So Liverpool might be 7th by the end of the Premier League weekend. So when you ask yourself, like, are Arsenal going to win the league? Should Arsenal win the league? For me, the answer is yes. Arsenal should win the league from this point. I'll be honest. If we don't win the league, I'm going to be disappointed. I think we've got the best team in the league. I think we've got the best squad in the league. I think we've got the best form. For me, there really isn't much reason for us to not win the league. I think Liverpool they're just not gelling. It's just not working. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe Liverpool fans can help me understand. I'm not sure if it's the manager. I'm not sure if it's the players, the new players, the players that are left. I'm not sure. Man City just aren't the same Man City without Rodri and De Bruyne. Yes, they've got Haaland, but it just feels like they're lacking something. It looked like Reinders was going to take that place, but I'm not sure where Reinders has been since the first week of the Premier League season, to be honest. So when you look at it like that, I just think it's ours to lose, man. I'll be honest, it's ours to lose. And I'm not scared to say that. I'm confident. I believe we will go on and win the league. So let's see what the boys can do. But another 3 points. Crystal Palace. What a team, by the way. I really like Crystal Palace. But it didn't have enough for us today. Eberechi, he told you at the start of the season, let it all work out. And at the minute, it's working out well for Arsenal. But that's it from me. Make sure to like, subscribe to the channel, as I will be dropping more content this week. Might even do another Liverpool deep dive. Or maybe it's Man City's turn. Let's see. But that's it from me, people. Thank you for watching. As I say, leave a like. Make sure you comment. Let me know your thoughts, people. Let me know. It really helps. Subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you next time. Peace.